This is a very old and probably pretty rare Rheem Califone phonograph. I think it's from the 1960s. It could be from the late 1950s too. As you see, it says Rheem Califone 1410. And then the knobs are here. There's a jack for an external speaker. Speed selector's over there. Then on here, you can see the Rheem Califone logo, which is really the same company that makes the HVAC equipment, Rheem Plumbing Company. So you can see that. And here I have some records that I want to play, so we turn it on. We turn it on. Where did the thing go? Here it is. We put the record on here and switch it to 45. And then put it on. It works pretty well. Ideally, if we had it working right, it wouldn't be on the bed. That way the motor runs kind of unevenly. But it's the best we can manage and still get enough light for the video to work in the bedroom. And the bedroom is really the only room I can do this in. And you can tell, it says to service tubes, remove grill. I don't think there are any transistors in this. It has all tubes, so I'll let you hear the music for a while. The volume controls work pretty well, so does the tone control. This is to stop the needle from ever scraping against the metal of the record player. There are very few plastic parts in here, just 3. This is an original with it. I put that on there. The original piece is missing. And I'll now demonstrate what it sounds like with the, I'll now show what the 78 sounds like. We take this record, which is literally 100 years old, put it on 78, flip this over to the 78 setting, and put it on. This record is from a play called Little Nellie Kelly that was made in 1903. The record still works. It's not in great shape, but it's not in terrible shape either. I got these records at a recycling center around where I live. Also, a teacher gave me some of them. These records, I'd say are pretty rare when you find them that are 100 years old. I'd also say the machine is pretty rare, the Rheem Califone, because it goes back to the 1960s, but not everything from the 60s is rare. I'm just saying that because I haven't seen too many of these on YouTube. Instead, I've seen the more recent solid-state Rheem Califone models, and the very recent Califone without Rheem connected record players. I think that Rheem and Califone split sometime in the 1970s. But anyway, you can hear the record, and the record play in 78 plays pretty well too. The only thing I don't have is a 16, record 16 1/3 or whatever, because those were only for radio studios, as I understand. But now I'll put on the classic Meet the Beatles from 1964 or so. That is a 33. So set it to 33. This is a classic Meet the Beatles that goes back over 40 years in the 1960s when the Beatles were first performing. There's some dust on it. I'll clean that off. So we turn it back on. This machine is a Rheem Califone, as you can see. And now I'll put the it works pretty well on this speed too. A lot of people who are interested in the 50s or 60s who lived when this was written will be glad to hear this. It works pretty well, as I keep saying. And this is a stereo record, and this has a stereo compatible cartridge, so it doesn't damage it. Because it used to be if you played a stereo record on one that didn't have the stereo compatible cartridge, it would damage it. And stereo tape came before stereo record players because they had to invent the stereo compatible cartridge, which came after stereo tape. And thank you for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it.